The notes at the beginning of this video come from the book Death Traps by Biltmore Cooper.
When the rest of the world was manifestly celebrating the end of the war, many military thinkers were, maybe more pessimistically, preparing for an uncertain future. And amongst them was Fuller, who together with his British Tank Corps staff was searching for a formula that would elevate the tank from being purely a tactical weapon to the strategical plane. From his personal experience, he knew that nothing was more likely to spur on defeat than the collapse of an army's nervous system for headquarters, whether advanced or general headquarters. So Fuller devised a tactical system where a front of, say, 150 kilometers is selected, and obvious preparation for an offensive are made to persuade the enemy to reinforce the area with 4 or 5 armies. This snaring of the enemy was quite revolutionary at the time, though it had precedents in history. The next step would then be to locate the enemy headquarters with the help of reconnaissance aircraft, and further aircraft should go for an all-out attack on enemy supply lines. At 0 hour for the offensive, the first groups of tanks would attack at high speed, either by day or by night, and go directly for the enemy headquarters lying in the primary tactical zone. Obviously using comparatively light, fast tanks, Fuller believed that this action would create a loss of cohesion amongst the enemy reserves. To quote, "Bad news confuses, confusion stimulates panic." The next phase, which would have to be carefully timed, would be a frontal attack by heavy tanks on the enemy positions inside the predetermined front, with the heavy tanks on the flanks, fanning out and attacking the sectors that had been bypassed by the fast-moving tanks in the first rush. The heavy tanks would now be followed by motorized infantry, now able to push a vast distance into the secondary tactical zone. Fuller expected this final thrust to create total disruption. So the basic and simple tactical philosophy in dealing with a designated 150-kilometer long front is to attack a relatively narrow sector and to strike with speed and concentrated firepower at the enemy's nerve center and use the ensuing lack of cohesion to attack on the now weakened wider front.